All right, go, 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 go. You ready, Diego? You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready?
Do it.
Action.
Order.
Sold. Diego.
They wanted no anchovies in the salad, buddy. I called that out. Food costs. These are not cheap.
Yeah, chef. Sorry, chef. You know, there. Cut.
Cut. Look, I'm trying again. Are you good, Diego?
You good, Diego?
Set.
Action.
Camera set.
Action.
Hi, Diego.
My name is Robert Brogdon, and I wrote and directed Six Nights.
My name is Kelly Zanconi, and I was the producer on Six Nights.
So I was working at a restaurant at the time. There was a moment in my head where it was just sort of like, okay, this is a script where you've got these people who are working in the service industry who are trying to go home to their lives and they're not able to do that because of their job. There's all these dynamics, but I was really drawn to this one character, Diego. His name was always Diego.
It was very personal because what I had been going through, I sort of felt like my professional life had taken a toll on a lot of my personal relationships.
I can empathize with Diego in terms of putting your professional life over your personal life and doing that over and over and over again and sort of saying, I'll do my job, but I'll also do your job. Grab a little garnish, toss that in the window.
We knew that we wanted to spend the time to cast this right. And we spent the most time on casting. Finding that right person, finding the right chemistry between Diego and Oliver.
Adam Ford, who played Oliver, we cast immediately. We gave him the role. I wrote it for him. I mean, he was in my head. I never envisioned anybody else in the role. Paco, who is a friend of Daniel's, drove him to this audition, I guess, under the auspices that it was going to be him, Paco, auditioning, and then like out in the parking lot, he was like, hey, by the way, you're going to read for this. He kind of like pulled the switcheroo on him, and so he came in and pretty much immediately, I mean, we knew we had found him once he sort of started to give that performance. I mean, there was just such a truth, I think, that he brought to it.
The only thing was he had this luscious hair, and Robert was dead set on he's like, do you think I can get him to cut his hair? And honestly, I was like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to pull that off. But somehow he did, and that was our Diego.
Nicole was our Sophia, and she was a little pro. I mean, she came in and just like knocked us away in the audition. She's a little adult, she's funny. I mean, she's genuinely funny.
First step of improvising. Make sure you have insurance.
That's good. I agree.
Couldn't have asked for a better Sophia.
That was the best day of my life.
I never seen so many sounds come through one Saturday in my life.
I've never worked with a team this outstanding across the board, across every department. Everybody who was there was phenomenal. So one of the first things we did, I mean, we knew that we were going to approach this as far as cinematography goes from a unique perspective. So Dylan and I developed a very specific idea of what we wanted, but I think we were always keeping in the back of our mind that we needed to be flexible.
All set, sir. Give me that arm.
This project was a huge undertaking in art direction. We had to basically pull everything out of the restaurant every night, dress the entire kitchen because we're shooting all over the kitchen. Again, there's no space to hide anything. And then at the end of the night, we had to move all the stuff back in and move our stuff out. I mean, it was a huge undertaking logistically, to say nothing of how much it demanded creatively. And Emmy Platt, our production designer, just like had such a can-do attitude from pre-production all the way through and was just super committed. We had a phenomenal art team.
Fire 2 fillets, 1 medium rare, no shallot, 1 medium, extra pots, grouper sandwich, slaw on the side, 1 Santa Fe salad, no black bean, tomato, dressing on the side.
Sound was a huge element of this script for us. We knew that sound and music were going to be huge elements. It's a kitchen. It's a million things going on at once, and so much of that is sold through the sound of the kitchen. We had great mixers, very agile boom ops. I don't even know how they do it, to be honest. They've got 4 or 8 channels going in their headphones, and they're mixing all of it so perfectly, and it came out. I mean, we had no audio problems.
We're gonna do 2, 5, and 14, so we'll be back on the line, that scene that we didn't finish. We're gonna do the dish pit again.
Our assistant director was Chase. We love Chase to death, and it's a tough thing to ask someone that you love to death to be your AD, because you're sort of asking them to suffer a certain amount for you. But we knew that Chase would care about the project and bring it what it needed in terms of attention and care and love, and he really did.
How's it going, Chase?
It's good. It's going.
We also brought on Israel Lopez, who is a writing partner and friend of mine. You know, this was my first time producing with Kelly as well as Israel, which I think helped me a lot because Israel kind of filled in all the gaps. So working in this super enclosed space, we had to get creative about how we were gonna light things. We have lights in the ceiling, we have lights underneath, and we all have to hide it. It's a super enclosed space, and that put a huge strain on Grip and Electric department. And that was headed up by JP and Goku, and they knocked it out of the park. The entire Grip and Electric department worked so tirelessly and probably had the best attitudes of anybody on set.
Oh, this ladder was green before I got a hold of it.
Oh. There it is. Yeah.
Slate.
Scene 3 Alpha, take 1.
Speed.
Deanna Flood was our Spanish translator. There were several times, like even on set, where she was just making these little changes to lines or even just individual phrases that I think really added to the realism of these characters being from, you know, different regions or being from different places that again, I just couldn't be more grateful for.
I enjoy knowing that the crew is like having not just a good time, but they're also comfortable and they feel safe. And I'm a manager, and a manager's job is to make sure that everybody has what they need to do their job correctly, and then everybody comes together and we collaborate, and it's amazing. I got 2 weapons, I got 2 weapons, I got 2. Hey.
Cut. My whole thing with directing actors and being on set is hopefully we've done enough work by the time we get there that once we're performing, we can sort of just be doing little tweaks. He just keeps reminding you of what he really might think of you, and that's upsetting. And so by the time that you come back and say, tomorrow, you're a different person than you were when you started that, moving in on that handshake. As far as, you know, actually directing and being on set and giving those directions, I think it's just a matter of trying to make them as comfortable as possible given the circumstances. had an instructor one time say, like, you're never finished with a project, it just gets taken away from you, you know? And I think that's totally true for me, because I could have continued to tweak it forever, but it's like, nope, it's done, we're submitting it, and, you know, we'll see what happens.
And the award goes to Robert Brogdon, 6 nights.
Robert Brogdon, Kelly Zacone, and Israel Lopez for 6 nights.
Dylan Krause for 6 nights.
Troy Pierce for 6 nights.
You know, we worked really hard with a very specific group of people who I think all wanted this to like pay off. And it just felt like we all were winning, and it felt like this is what a collaborative team feels like.
We hope this is not the best thing we ever create, right? We want it to be the best thing so far, but we hope it's not the best thing we ever create. And so we want to build a piece that is part of a bigger puzzle.
You're constantly going up and down between hopeful and hopelessness. And to be able to say, okay, we tackled this thing that we thought we wouldn't be able to do, we're gonna be able to take that with us to the next project. Because the next project, I guarantee you, we're gonna say, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do this. But we're gonna think back and go, we felt the same way about the last project, we felt the same way about the one before that, we will figure it out, you just gotta push through and take that with you to the next one and the next. And just constantly distract yourself so you never have to think about your death. I think that's good.